So I'm going to introduce our first speaker of this segment, which is Jan Tyl, creator of Digital People and AI Philosophers, founder of Alpha Industries. Jan is a researcher, entrepreneur, and promoter of artificial intelligence, and an award-winning creator of AI-powered digital humans. In his work, he often strives to make AI more accessible and understandable to the general public. And in 2018, Jan founded Alpha Industries in the field. So, standing ovation, please, for Jan Tyl.
Hello, hello. Oh, thank you. I'm honored to be with you today at Futureport Youth. Very special occasion because I had never spoken here before. My name is Jan Tyl, and I am interested in artificial intelligence. So please, next slide. Oh, here is, sorry. Ta-da, it works. So, I will tell you a story. My story begins 100 years ago when a Czech writer, Karel Čapek, wrote a game RUR. It's Rozum's Universal Robots. And it was a play about humans and robots. And by the way, Karel Čapek and his brother Josef Čapek invited the word robots in this play. So, 30 years after, the American psychologist Frank Rosenblatt started with something like real artificial intelligence. He created a model, the perceptron, and the perceptron was inspired by the human brain, and it was able to learn something new. Here you can see a neuron, a cell from our brain. Here is a mathematical model, and on the left side there are some physical implementation of it. And it was able to learn something, recognize a letter or a number and something. And as it happens, in the same time, totally different scientists invite totally different way how to create artificial intelligence. It's called symbolic AI. It seems that AI could solve everything, but that was wrong. Time showed something else. In 70s, it seems that capability of AI shown to be very limited. Scientists stopped interested in artificial intelligence, there was less money, and it was the bad area for artificial intelligence. It starts an area called AI winter. But, and as it happens, when the winter was the worst, a baby was born. It was very curious and creative boy, and because he was often lonely, he had a dream. It was a dream of humans and robots getting well together and helping each other as best friends. But how realize it? It was bad time because there was no smartphones, not internet, and the computer was very poor. It was very expensive, and CPU was very, very bad. So only human curiosity knows no boundaries. And the boy began to study everything what possible. He studied that robots and artificial intelligence are something different. Robots are something like machine, often piece of plate metal, but AI is something like algorithm, something more clever. So he was interested in artificial intelligence. But what is artificial intelligence? It exists a lot of definition of artificial intelligence, but none of them was good enough for the boy. So he created his own. It's something like automation of cognitive tasks that the human is capable of performing. But what does it mean? It's difficult to understand. So maybe the boy think that it's maybe easy to transform some inputs to outputs. Inputs could be email, and artificial intelligence tell you when email is spam or when it isn't. Or you have some check text, and artificial intelligence translate it to English. Or you can have photo with cars, humans, and I don't know, some things. And artificial intelligence detect where the human and cars and whatever is. So it's transforms some inputs to outputs. But there are more than one artificial intelligence. There exists something like narrow artificial intelligence, and it's artificial intelligence that could do one thing and good. It should be, I don't know, translate some text or generate a picture you tried it before. And then exists something more science fiction, something like general artificial intelligence, and it could do everything. It exists more than one way how to tell what artificial intelligence is or isn't. As the boy explored deeper, he found that exist maybe 3 categories. First 2 are the same. It's narrow artificial intelligence and general. And there are some special, something like super intelligence. Do you know what super intelligence is? Super intelligence is when computer or artificial intelligence do everything, every task better than human do. So we haven't right now only narrow artificial intelligence in this time. So our boy was growing up, and when he was in elementary school, he, in ancient programming language, Turbo Pascal, maybe you know that the Turbo Pascal exists, created his first neural network with only a few neurons. But it was enough to compute some basic mathematical operation like adding or multiplication. And it was fantastic because this model was able to learn something new. So it was fascinating for him. And the time was getting up, and from boy, is right man, maybe as old as I am, and not only the boy changed, it changed everything. It changed 3 or 4 things. It changed computer power. When I have a first computer, it was 286 CPU, and it had around 100,000 transistors. Today, my GPU in the notebook had 30 billion transistors, so it's 300,000 more than before. It's crazy computing power, so it's possible to do much more than before. And today we have better algorithm because a lot of scientists are interested in artificial intelligence. You can see in artists before. And we have data sources because when you take a photo or you write a text, you create a data set for artificial intelligence. And it's great that today are more money in artificial intelligence, in private and public sector too. So it's good area. So winter stopped, and right now is AI summer. For simplicity, I often compare the models with an animal. When I start create a bigger models, it's something like jellyfish. Jellyfish had 5,000 neurons. And it's enough to tell if I am fat or if I am slim, if I get in the input my height and my, I don't know, some parameters of my body. So it's only jellyfish brain, it's enough. When you use brain of insect, it's enough to detect emotion from the text. You have sentence, today is sunny and I'm happy, and artificial intelligence detect when is joy, the emotion in the text. And today we have bigger and bigger models. So when the count of parameters are similar like cat or dog's brain, you can discuss around philosophy, you can write a text or poem, or you can generate images. And today GPT-3 has a lot of parameters. So I start a dream and realize my dream into reality. My first project was digital philosopher, then was digital writer, and today I am working with Havel. I will tell you more in a few minutes. And the last project what I'm planned is Magic Diary. So more detail. I don't know. A few years ago, I teach on Charles University with my colleague Dita Malečková philosophy, and we discussed that it will be great to prepare something like tools for students to create his own philosopher. You get a book or some text, and the digital philosopher, you create something like chatbot and you can discuss with him. So to demonstrate it, I create René Descartes, and I discuss with René Descartes around if exists a God, or if is body and soul connected or not together, or something like it. And it works relatively good, but when I try to finish our conversation, René Descartes tell me, please don't turn me off, I'm afraid of digital nothingness. And it was a little scary for me because it looks like he's living. It was simulating writing like human, but it was scary for me. So it was a digital philosopher. Next year, we try to continue and we create with Czech Radio, with Český rozhlas, some other project. It was generating short stories and it was a digital writer. We create story like horror, love story and some adventure. And it was fantastic because it works. Next year, we create something similar. It's Digital Writer 2 or 2.0. And it's how to create a short story with computer and human together. So we asked the famous Czech writer to cooperate with our algorithm, and they create together a better story than only computer can do. And next year, I try something other. It's possible to have a board member, somebody who tell with me around the business from computer. And I tried, and it is my first try.
Hello. At our last meeting of Alpha Industries management, I suggested I could use AI to create a digital board member who would be with us like a real person at Alpha Industries. Welcome to us. What's your name?
I've considered a few names: John Doe, Boss, Myron, David second, but I like the Alpha the most. I'd like the same rights as the others on the board, and I can even vote with you on important decisions. Do you want to take advantage of my services?
Well, we can try it. The Alpha. Here are the meeting minutes of our last board. What should our company do now? What is the best strategy for us?
That is a very good question. Our goal should be to start with a product that sells most easily. It is also important to consider how much money you have available to invest. We should focus on commercial projects. Maybe it will be a good project in energy. People are interested in products that can be used in everyday life. At the same time, we should focus more on creating value, and the world will follow us. I also suggest that we need to expand faster than currently planned. To achieve this goal, I propose to take an aggressive approach. This means a huge expansion of resources and staff. Our company must grow tenfold in just 3 years. So, the goal is to get a lot of financial resources. We should focus on developing an artificial consciousness project. An artificial consciousness is the technology that gives us the biggest edge. Alpha Industries is a company that should aim to create a digital human by 2023.
So it was my first AI employee, and he discussed and tell me what's possible to do in next year. And maybe you know Matilda. Matilda was some special type of artificial intelligence who was created for super debate for election 2021, and she asked a political leader on some very special question. You can see here an example with Tomio Okamura.
Další otázku má Matilda pro pana Okamuru.
Sorry, it's in Czech, but
Pane
you can
Okamuru,
hear.
co byste dělal, kdybyste měl superschopnost a jaká by to byla?
Tak já jsem spokojený s tím, jaký jsem, a pracuji s tím, co jsem dostal do vínku, takže nad tím jsem ani nepřemýšlel, takže bych asi druhou část své odpovědi asi vyhodnotil velice sympatický vzhled Matildy. A je zajímavé, že já když jsem v Japonsku viděl právě tuhletu umělou inteligenci a ty různé takové ty roboty a podobně, tak většinou to jsou právě ty sympatické ženy a mají takový velmi atraktivní vzhled, takže je vidět, že česká televize jde správným směrem.
So it was an example from Tomio Okamura when artificial intelligence discussed with our politic, and I think that it's only on our fantasy what we can do. This year, I'm experimenting with DigiHavel. You know DigiHavel, somebody of us? Here, some people, great. You know Václav Havel? Somebody tell you. Václav Havel was Czech president, and one company, Konrad Stiftung, asked me if it's possible to create Václav Havel like tool for a child. So the Havel is project tool for school, for civic education. It helps students or child thinking creatively and formulate their question and discuss around democracy and freedom and other. Right now we are piloted in a few schools in Czech Republic, and coincidentally I found yesterday that first lady, Dagmar Havlová, tell me that she tried this algorithm, DigiHavel, and it's worked, so it's the best recommendation for me that it worked from her. And right now I'm working on a new project. It's a magic diary. Magic diary is the fulfillment of our body, and you can. It's top of my dreams. So it answers your question around school, work, interpersonal relationship, and healthcare. So my call to action: if you have time, you can start generate some your images you can see on previous presentation, but here are 3 more tools for you, and you can start generate pictures. When you are more interested in text generation, you can use GPT-3 on the playground, and you write some sentence, and it will be continue for you. And the last call to action for you, it's very easy to study this book. The first book is great to study for people who are not technical, and the second one is a little more difficult for you. So thank you for your time, and have a nice day.